Hi everyone, Alan from Newlands Pets and welcome to today's Ask Alan. It's episode 8 and it's going really well, loads of fantastic comments. But remember, you can get your questions in, either send them via social media or by email, or ask them in store as well. We're getting people ask them in store, which is really nice. So let's get to today's questions. Question 1, Pauline asks, and it's quite a long question. So Pauline asks, 10% bone is the standard for raw, and she's right. The majority of manufacturers do 10% bone. Now that's too much bone for her dog, gets extremely constipated. Currently, that she's using the Natural Raw Senior, which is 8% bone. Plus a bit of Albion packs and some boneless packs as well. And she's asking, is there any other products that we're aware of that has less bone than that? And there's loads. So we did a quick quick question with all the team here, and we came up with loads. Nutriment have got some, Albion, like you said, have got some. There's also in Naked Dog. There's loads and loads of different foods out there in raw that either have less than 10% bone or have no bone at all. So there's loads to choose from, definitely. Question 2, Jane asks, if you started out as a nursery, which Newlands did, what made you start a pet food store? Well, it is a relatively long answer, but we bought a garden centre which had a little pet business to it. We have since sold the garden centre, but we bought the garden centre. And the pet store was really interesting. We really got into it as a family. And what we noticed is there was a massive problem with feeding poor quality food. So when we bought it, it was a bankrupt business when we bought it. They were selling really poor quality food, and we soon noticed that dogs were having problems. So we started searching for better products, and it started from there. We relocated to this site, so brought all our businesses onto one site around about 5-6 years ago now, and it's gone from strength to strength. Thanks for the question. Question 3, what supplement can I give to help my dog to stop itching? So there is Terma Itch, which is a product that we sell. Now, I'm very hesitant about this question because in general, actually, in my experience, although Terma Itch does work, or it aids, and Nicola, who works in the store, uses it, and it does help her dog, what we tend to do is actually reduce the amount that's going into the diet to stop itching. The reason being is, if it's related to food, we need to find out what that is and really narrow down and have a look at what is causing the itching. So supplements, well worth looking at, especially when you maybe have identified, like Nicola has, what causes the problem, and then you just want to aid it a little bit more. But in general, it's not necessarily the way I would go about stopping a dog from itching. Come and see us, we can look at an elimination diet and really help your dog. And lastly, question 4. At what age can I start giving my dog marrow bones? So when we're talking about marrow bones, in general, what we're talking about is the leg bones from beef. Quite a heavy animal, so they've been compacted, they're particularly hard. So we're very cautious. We say around about 10-11 months. You'll find people that say much earlier, and you know your dog better than anyone. So some dogs are very ferocious chewers, and some dogs, and I don't mean this unkindly, are a bit silly and want to swallow things whole. So sometimes it takes a little bit of training. But from a hardness point of view, 10-11 months, the teeth are nice and strong at that point, and we worry slightly less about them breaking. That's what we're worried about with marrow bones. If you've got any concerns at all, obviously ask us, and we can advise on things that are slightly softer. And that concludes episode 8 of Ask Alan. Thank you for all the questions, and please don't stop asking them. We're really enjoying answering them. See you soon.